So when we came up with the concept of needing to raise $100,000 in a 6-month period of time, we've got to go through the basic ways that you can bring in money, right? The first one is to borrow it. Now, if I go into debt, which is something that I'm against for this type of situation, I'm simply not going to do it. However, it moves up the speed of which you can do something. However, then you have the long-term potential risk associated with that big debt. And particularly at $100,000 for something that may or may not bring you enough value to cover the debt. I don't want to have to sell my house if something happens or there's a catastrophe and I don't have enough income to support that debt. And unfortunately, in that situation, it's too much risk. And that's just not how I live my lifestyle anymore. The other way to do it is to save for it. So number 2 of 3, you can save for it. It's just going to take us a really stinking long time if we save for it under the current circumstances of earning right now. We typically live up to our income, and so our lifestyle is simply going to be that. And so we might have a little extra savings, but if I was able to save even $5,000 a month, I'm talking about 2 years before I can build a pool. So for the $100,000 goal, saving for it just with my additional cash after earnings, cutting back in my lifestyle and things like that too much is probably going to be something that I don't achieve, or it'll just take too long. And by that point, who knows if we'll even continue to stay in that house, or be close enough to another move that makes us go, well, why would we invest that? We won't see the return on that. The last way is to build something different that can earn additional income and net profits above and beyond what you're currently doing. And so this challenge is going to be built around the thought process that we live in America, the greatest country in the world. And one of the things that makes it the greatest country is that we can go earn a living and make extra money no matter what we do. If we have the capability of doing something that is valued in the marketplace, I don't care if you need $500 for a washing machine that broke, or if you need $100,000 to buy a pool, first world problem. But ultimately, you just need to train yourself to understand and start with the $500 thing, which is how I started. I needed a car repair. I didn't have the money for it. And at that point in my life, I didn't even have the credit for it. So I had to figure out what to do. At that time, I was working in food and beverage. I picked up a catering gig that would pay me enough money to cover this thing. And that's what we did. And then throughout the rest of my life, I was continuing to do that on small things until I realized how to do it with big things. And so that's what brought us to today. I'd like to go ahead and introduce my partner in this challenge, who's been my partner for almost 30 years now. My son, Levi, is going to be the logistics side of what we're building right now. And Levi's sitting next to me. So Levi, welcome to the challenge.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So Levi, what's your biggest concern about this challenge?
Honestly, I think fulfillment. I think knowing that you have the will to bring in people and discover their issues, I think, figuring out how we're going to fulfill all of it. Because I know, today you could go and find 20 people that need this, and I'd be left in the room on fire trying to figure out how to make it work.
Right. Well, I appreciate that too. So I'll be considerate of that as we get into it. So what are you most looking forward to?
I think proving to myself that we can beat the challenge in 6 months.
I think that's good because I think imposter syndrome in business creates one of the things that causes us to not accomplish the next level. Mm-hmm. If we're trying to scale and we're not sure if we can afford employees or support, or if we're concerned that our delivery is going to drop off in quality, because a lot of us who start business and we're just doing it ourselves, we know we're giving it our all. We don't know that someone else is going to give it their all, or at least their all might not meet our expectations. Yep. So I understand. That's really good. I like that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too to see the impacts that we can make in other people's business and in their life too.
Yeah.
I think, doing marketing, it's fun and you see everybody's numbers go up, but there's not too much of an impact because now they're left with more work to do or things like that. So being able to give them back time to live life, I think will be exciting.
I love that too, because I think that no matter what we do, if we're in the service of others and make their life better because of what we're bringing to the marketplace, I think that that's going to really lead to not only the residual benefit, but to the referral sources, where people are going to not just say, well, they made me more money and all of this extra time, like you're saying, now I'm spending 100 hours at work instead of 60 or 80 or whatever it is. And now they're going to actually go, I actually took the weekend off. I actually spent time with my family. And so I love that about what we're going to do as well. So what do you think the impact to your normal work schedule this will have in the short term and then over time?
I think it's going to be like any other sprint for growth, there's going to be some give and take. So I think, have to scale back on some personal time with the hope that the payoff is that I'll get more personal time down the road. So
yeah, you'll be able to reinvest. What do you plan to do with your portion of the income that we generate in the 6 months, knowing that the $100,000 goal is just my side and knowing that we got to generate enough for you to take your side as well?
I don't know. I was thinking about that a lot. I was thinking about a new car, or my wife really wants new floors in the house. So
I know your wife, and I know she does. Yeah, but not the ones you originally thought you would want, right? So
yeah, I think one of those two, or both. Maybe that's the goal, is both.
Yeah, or an airplane. Buy an airplane. Right. That'd be fun, right? No, I think it's really cool, because I think that as we start to go through this, it really does set the tone, not just for us to be able to say, hey, we were able to do that. I've never done anything like this before at this level. I've scaled a couple of companies, but it wasn't for an intentional goal like this, and it wasn't in a shorter period of time. And so I think that it's going to be really fun. What do you think the number one tool that we'll be utilizing will be in order for us to ensure fulfillment, and how we go?
I don't know if I have a specific tool as much as like a thought process of something that I'm going to have to work on. Is it's okay if I don't do all of the work.
Yep. I think it's important
as long as the client gets value out of it, then it doesn't matter if I do it or if 10 people that work under me do it.
Right.
So I think that, I don't know there's a specific tool as much as that unlock of like, as long as the work gets done, then it's okay.
Yeah, I like that too. And I think that it is also a good lesson. If you're going to do something fast like this, we're going to need support. How, for you coaching me, how will it be best for me to communicate with you what we've got going on in an effort not to bulldoze through the process? Because like you said, I have the will. From a manly perspective, I like to call it grit, but ultimately because I have the will that it takes to see into the future and drive through it. How will you best keep me in check through communication and make sure that I'm giving you what you need so we can not live out the fear of fulfillment problem?
I don't know. I think that's a good question. I think that's going to be an ever evolving thing. And I think communication is just the base of that, right? Like a marriage. Like if you don't talk about what problems you're having, then you're going to be there forever.
Yeah.
So I think
it's pretty impressive for not even having been married a year yet. That's good.
Yeah. Being able to have that open dialogue, I think, is the main thing. Cause I don't know that if I knew what the issue was going to be, and I would be a lot richer and wouldn't be here.
Fine. If you don't want to partner with, right, for that reason, I'm out, right? So, okay, that's good. And I think one of the things too, I want to give you the latitude to slow me down, because as you were saying, I'll go after something.
Yeah.
And I do that because I've learned that I can. One of the things I remember, I forget who it was, but someone was mentioning to me, one of the traits that they liked about me was that I was just bold. And I wasn't like that. And I got to the point where the outcomes have been so much better by just doing something and just like getting it out there that it's like, why would I not? Why would I not make those 2 phone calls? Why would I not just do those things? And, half of the stuff, it's not like you got to block out all this crazy time. Like I'll make those 2 phone calls on the way home when I was going to do nothing but listen to gangster rap or something like that. So,
right.
So you've been in my car, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So either that or some heavy metal or 1980s stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. What do you have? So if you've gotten to see the trajectory over the last 10 years versus the first 20, what would be one thing that you would tell the people who are going to watch this thing that you would say, like, hey, here's one piece of advice if you're going to take on, whether it be a $500 goal or a $100,000 goal in a short period of time?
I think don't wait until it's perfect. I think I went through that when I was starting my company. Remember with the video with Cora and my dog?
I do.
I got all this feedback on this video.
We need to show the video. He'll send it to you. It's horrible. But it launched his company.
It did, yeah.
Because he didn't wait. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I was trying to perfect this video, and I got like 4 or 5 people's feedback. And I'm like, this video is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I got to the point where I was like, I don't care. I'm launching the video, and I'm throwing, I think it was like $50 a day. I was like, I'm throwing $50 a day at this video. And I would not be where I'm at in my career without launching that video. So I think, no matter how bad it is, just start.
Stay tuned. We're going to share that video with everybody. And then we're also going to share the outcome, which was nothing you would ever believe the story. So we'll share that. I like that. We'll do that as just a little side thing because it's fun. It's fun. Very cool. Any last words for the group before we launch this thing?
Good luck.
What do you mean good luck? Good luck with you keeping up, buddy. All right. Thanks so much for watching.